By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Hey homies, this is C.A. Knuble and you're listening to 10 Minutes. Want to learn how to please and be pleasing through sexual and self-empowerment? Join me every Thursday night for my Ho on the Go podcast. To learn more, visit caknuble.com.
What is going on? Episode 97 of 10 Minutes. This is a podcast that focuses on mental health through humor, insight, and personal stories. That introduction was by C.A. Knuble with Ho on the Go. This podcast is more like Bro on the Go because it's only about 20 minutes. Sex is like a big thing with mental health. I feel like I had an interview with a sex therapist, and good sex is good for your health. It's like cardio, right? That's under cardio. Running, walking, swimming, sexing. It's all the same. Get your numbers up. To learn more about me, go to 2010minutes.com. You can download my app in the iTunes and Android store. You can text me at 781-523-9333. I also have hats for sale, shirts for sale. So buy your 10 Minutes merch. I also have the interview that came out last week, but I'm not doing one this week. So please check out the Christine Handy interview, the breast cancer disruptor, which I forgot to mention that title when I said it last time because she just has a collaboration with Victoria's Secret for the first breastless model. And I just said that and it didn't come out right. So yeah, she's the breast cancer disruptor model, just all around great human being, great interview. And I'm not just saying that like I say every week because I haven't had one bad interview. I pick and choose what interviews I have. If people want to know how I get my interviews, I like Google, Twitter search, like mental health advocates, all that junk, or if something comes up on the news. And I do these steps where it seems like a lot jumping through hoops, but I got to make sure that I'm getting quality for you guys. So I do consultations. I have them fill out a form. I'm not big news or anything. I'm not a big name in the podcast game, but I like to make sure I have quality content, not just quantity for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy all my interviews because I do. And my rock, paper, scissors record is not good, I don't think. I stopped taking my record into effect because I kept losing. November's coming up. I am raising money for men's health, mental health, and suicide prevention with Movember. This November, I will be growing my mustache starting November 1st throughout the whole month, looking to raise money. I got some friends join my team. You can join my team. You don't even have to fundraise. You can just show off your mustache with me. It's always good to have a gaggle of bros with mustaches. You know what I'm saying? So please, there's links in the bio for here, or if you just find me anywhere on the internet, you'll see that I made an annoying post about it. Facebook has a thing where you can invite people to donate, and I hate that, so I'm not inviting anybody. I just like to do it organically. I don't like to force people to donate money, but I'll be giving away a little bit of a Movember swag bag with some 10 Minutes merch for a random person that donates money to the cause, because it's a great cause. You know that I'm a mental health advocate, deal with my own mental health issues. So I definitely want to give back a little bit. My goal is $1,000. My team goal is $2,000. So hopefully we can reach that with the help of you, the listener. This is like PBS. Please borrow some cash, PBSC. A little bit about me going on this week. Had a little bit of a freak out. So when I don't get sleep, I get very agitated. So I always tell people 3 things that don't bother me. When I'm sleepy, hungry, and I have to take a poop. If you fuck with me or something gets in my way or anything like that in between, I'm going to snap at you. Please don't mess with me with those 3 things. So I worked 2 doubles at work, which is 2 p.m., right, to 7 a.m. the next day. That is my double. I worked one voluntarily, and the other one I took because a woman was getting forced to the mid shift, which is that overtime shift, and I didn't want her to go through that. So your boy's a hero, I know. But I went back to back on overnights. Again, 2 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's a long time. You're normally sleeping at that time. I got home, and if you listen to this podcast, you know that I have 2 cats. Leo and Lucille. And Lucille pisses on my clothes. I had a clean basket of my whites and underwears because I clean my whites with my underwears. Not my actual whites, but I do. You can also wash anything in cold water. It actually helps the environment. I don't know how, but Leonardo DiCaprio told me so. So I do my clothes all in cold wash. But I come home to cat-pissed clothes in my basket. Some say it could be a UTI and I should go check her out, but she only does it when I have clothes on the ground. She doesn't piss on anything else. She's also obsessed with my scent. Like if I throw pants down on the bed that I'm going to wear, she'll go on them instantly. I've never witnessed her pee on anything, so sometimes I don't even know if it's really her. Maybe it might be Leo, my Persian. Either way, I was very angry. This was after my shift, so it's about 8:30 in the morning. I have to be at work the next day at 2:30. So I have no sleep. I have about 4 hours I can get to sleep, and I had to deal with that. I got so enraged, like really bad. Like I screamed, just got super angry. I fucking smashed my laundry basket. Not happy about it. Not telling you as like, oh, that's funny. Like that's this type of shit that I go through. And I've been doing so well with keeping my emotions in check because I've been so on my meds. But that just goes to show you that meds aren't always the answer. And you have to put in the work. And I didn't. And I was very upset about myself the next day. And I just got like 12 hours of sleep today. Because this was like a couple days ago. Either way, that's what I got going on. And I've been eating my feelings as well. I'm starting to like gain weight. I was trying to do the fasting where I eat for 8 hours and not eat for 12, but I can't do it. I snack constantly and I can't eat healthy food anymore. Like an orange is like disgusting to me. A banana I can't finish. And it's like, I need to start doing that. And I think with just like everything going on at home and figuring out how I'm going to survive on my own and where to live and just a bunch of other stress. If you're familiar with this podcast, I'm not going to bore you with it again, but I just have my doubts in life and I'm trying to be positive and I should be grateful for where I am. And I am grateful for what's going on with me right now, but it's hard. It's very hard. I just think about everything and anything. Like I've done bad in life, not necessarily the good in life, and then what my future's going to hold, going through the divorce. Just, it's funny. If you listen to this podcast from day one, you would see a big shift in what was going on. Like episode 2, Lindsay does my introduction, and now we're not together. It's very sad in a way for the people out there. My mood changes have been pretty hard lately. Again, like I'm keeping up with my meds and I'm very, I wouldn't say positive, but I'm very content and I'm not as angry as I used to get, minus the cat peed clothes. But it gets to a point where I don't know how I'm going to feel the next day. And I feel like a lot of people are like that. Like, oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Yeah. Sometimes I wake up under my bed. You know what I'm saying? And it comes to the point where like my beliefs change on a day. Like one day I'll be like so gung-ho about the podcast and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do these reels and all this stuff. And then the next day I'm like, I hate the podcast. I want to delete it. So I don't know how I'm supposed to really feel, especially when my feelings change every day on certain things. Like I wish I had different examples to show you, but like I'll be driving to work and I would just think about stuff and I'm like, oh, that pisses me off. But then the next day I'm like, oh, that doesn't really piss me off. And then I'm like, oh, it pisses me off. And that's when my thinking comes in where I just like beat myself up over and over again about stuff like that. And yeah, just having a mood disorder is tough. It's exhausting. I think that's why I'm tired all the time. Again, like I'll be like, oh, I'm going to get the yard work done today. Then it will rain and I'll just be miserable all day. I got to get better time management, which I want to go over if I can get to it. But yeah, that's what I've been got going on. And well, recently me and my brother got matching tattoos, which I love. Me and my mom have matching tattoos, and now me and my brother. Me and my mom have matching sunflowers, which is pretty cute. And then me and my brother got double dragon tattoos, if you remember the game from Nintendo. We got it on our thigh, and he's got Billy, which his name is Billy, and I got Jimmy, which my name is Timmy, so it's kind of close. So I'm player 2, because I'm younger. Even though I was better at video games and still a bit better at video games than him. Humble brag. But yeah, I'm all about matching tattoos. I got one with Lindsay, a couple 13s. I want to get one with my younger brother and my older sister, but I don't think they'll ever get tattoos. But I'm going to force them to do one. I don't know what it would be, but if you want to get a matching tattoo with me, let me know. Come up with an idea, and if it's cool enough, I'll do it. Does anyone doom surf? Which is like you pretty much just search bad news all day. Like you'll read the news and just like eat up all that. Well, that's called doom scrolling, when you waste your day over and over. I'm not happy about saying this, but a couple of years before, like, I was like suicidal and stuff, probably like 2018, I would always be on Reddit. And I would watch the subreddit of Watch People Die, where I literally just watched videos of like CCTV of people getting killed, like crushed by trucks, or like suicide or murder and shit. That was fucking me up. My therapist was like, yeah, you need to stop doing that. So that was my doom scrolling. It was more like death scrolling, and I kept on doing it. I was so fascinated with. I think it's because I'm like so iffy on death. Where like, so, again, here's my beliefs. Like some days I'm like afraid of dying. I'm like afraid of going somewhere and there's like a mass shooting, or me getting cancer, or me fucking rolling in my car. And then some days I'm like, I wish my fucking car like blew up today and I wouldn't be scared. There was one time I said to my therapist, it's like, yeah, I get into these moods where if I was on a plane and it was about to crash, I would be more worried about what song I'm going to go out to. But then in reality, I'd be like shitting my pants. It's like when someone pointing a gun at you, which has never happened to me, but if it did, I'd be like, pull the trigger. But like, I would never. I'd probably be pissing myself. I have a warped sense of like what would happen in certain instances, which is super funny to me. But yeah, that's like, that goes with my mood disorders, man. Like some days I love living and some days I just don't want to be around. And I'm not suicidal anymore, but there's days that I'm like, fuck, man, like this is exhausting. Like life's tough. I feel like at one point we're just going to be fighting for bread soon. Like everything's getting expensive. People like can't even live on their own. Like that's what I fear. I fear like living on my own, going to the mall and getting fucking killed by like if there was like a guy that was mass shooting, I would be the only casualty. That's how my luck is. Like, oh yeah, it was a shooting, active shooter, and Tim McCarthy died. I don't know if that's fucked up to say. Doom scrolling. Oh my God. This is what I was doing. I don't know how people do true crime podcasts, because that shit is so depressing to hear the details. Like, shout out to people that doesn't affect their mental health, that host and listen. You're a different type of human. I'm not hating on you, but you are a different breed. I was reading and getting into that TJ Lane character. I was a couple of years ago. It was this like high school kid that killed four classmates, and this dickhead at the court wore a t-shirt that said killer on it that he made himself. And he said some disparaging remarks to the families about like having his hand was on the trigger and like the same hand he masturbates with. Something fucking stupid. Like that kid's a piece of shit. And he ended up escaping jail one day and they had to lock down the school. But like I was getting way too invested in this kid because I was just like, he's a piece of shit. And in my head, I was like, maybe I should go to jail and beat the fuck out of him. But I probably wouldn't be able to. And don't want to go to jail. That's another fear of mine. I don't do anything illegal enough to go to jail, so I should be good. But yeah, doom scrolling is a tendency to continue to surf and scroll through bad news, even though the news is saddening, disheartening, and depressing. They found out 16.5% of 1,100 people surveyed showed signs of severe problematic news consumption, leading to greater levels of stress, anxiety, and poor health. Go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go look at like dogs being saved, dogs seeing their owner come home from the war. Those are the types of videos you should be watching or reading about. But doom scrolling's tough. The news sucks. I don't like watching the news because everything is bad on it and the meteorologists are wrong. Meteorologists and fantasy football experts are like the biggest, like best job to have because you can be wrong 60% of the time and still keep your job. It boggles my mind. Meteorologists, like, they don't get enough gruff. I don't know what word it is, but either way, we gotta stand up to meteorologists lately. But yeah, try not to doom scroll as much. What does a mental health day look like to you? Some people are like, oh, take a mental health day, but what is that exactly? You know? What does yours look like? Think about it. Close your eyes and just think what a mental health day is. Is it at the spa? Is it doing nothing? Is it doom scrolling? What is it? I don't know what mine is either. I think mine is just like being home and just like being on the couch and taking naps, eating like shit. But I need to go outside more. I should get my mani-pedis games back up. I like a good mani-pedi. Most people are like, oh, dude, that's like gay. Like, what? Like, first off, stop saying things are gay. Second of all, it's not. You got to take care of your feet. You got to take care of your feet, your back, your mind, your whole body, okay? And it starts from the bottom. You got to work your way to the top. So why not work on your feet? They say be creative, and by they, it's just things I read on the internet. Do something you love. Like the podcast is something I love. I wouldn't do it on my mental health day, but something similar to that, something that you love. If you like to crochet, crochet. If you like to take naps, take naps. I'm a big nap guy. I'm in the professional league of taking naps. My averages aren't good right now. I keep waking up in the middle of them, but hopefully I can be an all-star by the end of the season. Get physical. Let's get physical, physical. Just keep the body moving. What I do before every episode and interview is I shake it out. My friend Billy taught me this from his improv class. Like you shake out each limb 10 times. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. And you do that with both your arms and both your legs at separate times. So that gets the juice pumping. But like going to the gym, going for walks, I know it's the same thing over and over, but that's what helps mental health, man, is being active and doing positive things, not doom scrolling. That's probably going to be the name of the episode, doom scrolling. And just getting fresh air, like going outside, just taking all in the air, you know, just throwing on some Creed, taking me higher, and just taking life, man. Go look at the birds or the turkey vultures that are around my house. I didn't know those things existed. Turkey vultures. I know turkeys existed, and I know vultures existed. So vultures had to have sex with turkeys to create turkey vultures. They are disgusting looking. They got a turkey head, vulture body. That's how that shit works. It's like a bulldog and a shih tzu, but bullshit. Dumb and Dumber. That's the reference. This episode flew by. All right. So I'm going to hold off on one of these topics and go over time management, because your boy has pretty bad time management. And I think there's about 10 managing tips that you can do that. Like mine do it too, because I'll just sit there and think about all the bad in my life and all the good that like needs to come. And I need to be a little bit better with that and making sure that I manage my time. Like even doing this episode, I took forever to do it. Let's just say that. So time management, write down what you need to get done. Okay. That's a big one. So you know what you need to do. These are the things I'm going to start doing. I got to also start having a journal, because I need to keep up with my mood swings and how I feel about certain things. It's going to help me. So write down what you need to get done. Turn off distractions. Turn off the TV, your phone, everything. That one's a hard one for me. I'm glued to my phone all the time because I'll post something and I'll be like, why don't I have 1 million likes yet? I hate this. Everyone hates it. I'm going to delete it. That's how my day goes. Set and follow your calendar. That's pretty much writes things down. Write a to-do list for tomorrow. Get that ready. Look for next week. You know, it's like football. We're on to next week. Get on to tomorrow. And now I've never heard of this, the Pomodoro technique. It's setting a timer. You can use your phone and working for 25 minutes. When you complete that chunk of time, you can take a 5-minute break. So it's kind of like wind sprints, and then you take a break. So for 2 hours total, and then take a 15 to 30-minute break. During your 25-minute periods of work time, stay focused and avoid distractions. If you get unavoidable distractions, take a 5-minute break and start over. And the next step, here's some ideals for a 5-minute break, which is just like sitting there, thinking, having a milkshake. I don't know. This is new to me. So yeah, try that out. I think that's very interesting to do, like 25 minutes of work break, 25 minutes of work break. That's how I'm trying to run right now. For the Movember, I'm giving up sweets and alcohol. This is how my ADHD works. I'm in the middle of a list and I'm talking about Movember again. I'm giving up sweets and alcohol because I'm trying to run a 5K and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. So I'm kind of not telling people anymore. But I've been running where I run for a minute, walk for 90 seconds. So that's pretty much my Pomodoro, if that's even how you pronounce it. Take brain breaks. Don't even have your brain working. Just lay down, just taking the vibes. Put on some music, dance a little bit, get the body active. 2 birds, 1 stone. Schedule your work around the most productive hours. Pretty standard. Make time for physical activity. There you go. Be patient and measure your progress. See how well you're doing. So yeah, time management. How are you with time management? Because I'm not good at it at all. I'm supposed to be going out at 6 p.m. on a Monday, and the game starts at 8:15. Patriots versus the Bears. So yeah, 3 things I'm grateful for today. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately. I know it's like a kid's game, and I'll put my headphones on to talk to people, and I'm getting a lot of kids on there. And I'm afraid that they're going to ask me my age, and I don't know what I'm going to say. Do I say 36, or do I go like, I'm 25? just so I don't get made fun of. I don't like being made fun of by kids. I'm scared of kids. They're very rude. My dogs, I love playing out with them. I'm not grateful for my cats this week, okay? They drive me up a wall. I got Leo behind the door right now screaming. I'm not sure if you can hear him. And then Lucille's pissing on my clothes. But shout out my dogs. And then relaxing weather. It's raining today. I kind of like decompressing and not doing much. I'm still in my sweatpants from yesterday, and I love it. Sweatpants are great. They should part of them should be just made out of napkins, because that's where I usually wipe your proverbial Dorito fingers. But hey, what are you going to do? That's another episode of 20 Tim Minutes. Please go to 20timminutes.com to learn more. I appreciate you checking out this episode. It flew by. Thank you to all the people that I'm learning that are watching this. I love when people reach out to tell me they're listening and watching. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel if you're not already watching this. I love you guys, and have a good one. And we're clean. This podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you are feeling suicidal, please dial 911.